Example 2. Find the derivative of the function v of x and simplify your answer completely. Notice it doesn't say to use the product rule, but if you look at the function, x shows up twice, and it's a simplified function where x is once in the base and once in the exponent. It's hard to highlight that fine. So we're going to have to use the product rule. So first we identify f, which in this case will make the single x term and anything before it. So f is 3x, and g would be the whole rest of the problem, which is the e to the 4x. So now both f and g both need to have an x, or we wouldn't have needed the product rule. So I'll find f prime in advance to be 3. I'll find g prime in oh, wait a minute. We got to find g prime, but x is up in the exponent, right? So we have to use the exponential rule that says first copy the question, so e to the 4x. Take the natural log of the base, which in this case was e. Take the derivative of the top, which is 4. And then don't forget that the natural log of e was 1. So I actually didn't need to write that, but we do tend to rewrite this as 4 e to the 4x for our derivative of g. So now, when I go to take the derivative of v, I'm going to use the product rule. And so the first thing I need is f prime, which we found to be 3. Then I need g, which was the original g that we identified as e to the 4x. We always have a plus sign with the product rule. Now I need f, which we identified as the first half of the question, which was just 3x. And then we need g prime, which we calculated using the exponential derivative formula to be 4 e to the 4x. And next you want to factor. So if you look at everything to the left and to the right of the plus sign, hopefully the first thing that catches your eye is that there's a 3 in both terms. Now, I could have multiplied the 3 and the 4 and simplified the right side first, and then I would have had a 3 on the left and a 12 on the right, but in the end, I'd still be multiplying a 3. So sometimes I think when it comes to factoring, you might want to look for factors before you do any multiplying or simplifying. So I will be factoring a 3 out of both sides. Also, if you notice, there is an e to the 4x on both sides of the plus sign, so we can factor that out. So I have a 3 e to the 4x I'm going to factor out. On the left side of the plus sign, that's everything. You factored everything out, so it's like dividing by itself, and any number divided by itself is just 1, so we need to put the 1 there and have plus. And when I go to factor the 3 and e to the 4x out from the right side, I still have that x and that 4, but we'll write that as 4x. The big thing to keep in mind is some people accidentally will solve this problem and they'll forget the 1 plus that goes in front of the 4x. But remember, our problem started off as a binomial, so when you factor, you still need to have a binomial, a 2-termed polynomial. And we're actually done. That's our answer.